So good afternoon. We have again a very interesting day with my colleagues, Hannah and also Boumediene, but also with our students. So this is the webinar and coaching session for Module 3, Workplace Management. But before we go to the agenda, I would like to kindly requesting you that this should be these webinars. All these webinars are informal, professional level webinars, not something like marketing presentations and so on. So we concentrate on the what to understand and not to the formalities. Of course, we have plenty of designs, but technical designs in our course. But of course, this is not, again, marketing webinar. So please, any time during our webinars, you raise your hand in this platform and Hannah will notify me and raise your question. Anytime, please interrupt us when you have the idea, don't wait to the number 4, the question and answers sessions. Okay, so that's for the organization. And now to the agenda. So we have 4 points, as usual, standard. So first of all, in point number 1, we tell what we achieved during the past week since the recent Wednesday webinar. I think the weekly bestseller we will read in the weekly digest. We added such a lecture as a living content, when every week you can check what is going on around us in this subject. And we have added also resources to module M2. This is a Telework scope presented last week based on your proposals and requirements. TPM stands for Telework Process Manager. And we also tested with Mehdi the group and personal coaching methods. He will present it in under point number 2. The core point of our webinar, of course, is module 3, workplace management. Here we reached a very important milestone in our course. I explain it in details why I consider it as important. And we will end with a lecture called Collaboration Space Designed. So, and after this overview, of course, it needs your self-study. There is also a small assignment for you, for active learners who would like to get the certificate or diploma on Telework Process Manager. After this, then we show you presentation how this interactive learning can be practiced in our platform. Point number 3 is an important point of any webinar. As you know, we are a collaborative learning partner, so learning platform. So we learn each other, not only the moderators and developers put some content, but we permanently update our content depending on this rapidly changing new normal, we call it, environment, business environment, social environment, cultural environment. We will see in the weekly digest what's happening turbulently this week. So here I would like to encourage you to log in, to register as a co-creator at least, but not at least because you are valuable for free, and comment on the lectures, give your proposals. And in the question and answer, I put some bullets, but you may have some other questions also. So let's go to the detailed points. So the course updates of Telework Process Manager, only to have here, I will show you where are the updates, and then we can go more details. So here we made updates to M2, the Telework scope, and also I hope you could complete the quiz. These things are to understand each other, because this course is not about something like go home, take the notebook, and you are a remote worker. We have a concept just developed in module 3, how to manage workplaces as a part of collaboration space. So here are the objectives. So Hannah, you made a nice graphics. Okay. We like it. Okay. So sorry, I forgot to tell it since last week. But from this, of course, objectives, we go to the deep, how to say it, engineering. When we define formally what we understand under the workplace, because workplace is an important part of a collaboration space activities. So we say that the current this naming that home office, remote work, and so on, these are concepts which are not clearly defined and are not future proof concept. That means the future will change, and now I will speak soon about the digital weekly digits, when there is a internet country under establishment of digital nomads. Okay, so these are some life situation I will tell, but we cannot work with life situations and everybody can add everywhere. So our definition is here. Very quickly, this is a matrix for each telework place. There is a telework place, there is a market, what is entity profile name, what location, what data, what device, and other criteria. So a telework entity, we write the actor of the collaboration, not only human person, be careful. A robot can be also actor in the near future. So for each telework entity, there can be different workplaces with different profiles. So I can have workplace in company and in my cottage, in my home, and in the train when I'm traveling, or this is already some group condition or class of workplaces. Okay, so please read. We try to make it very exactly, but still maybe need more definition. And we showed how to define workplaces for user, for a workplace from Facebook. We have some experience with the workplace from Facebook. I don't want to click because we have to keep the 20 minutes presentation and so on of this. So discussion, and of course here Mehdi has found a very comprehensive historical overview from 2009, because after this heavy reading you have a very light reading from 2009. What was the imagination, what the workplace is, what devices you should use. It should be very good for your your assignment, because there is also some assignment at the end of in other lectures. So I draw a few words about your next lecture to learn the workplace trends, to what is happening in the government, even here is digital nomad visa, okay, but we will not, we will focus on the course. What about business community opinions? These are opinions, but we cannot work on opinions, but we have to work on some definitions and also some assumptions on which we can build our IT support system. And very important when we are speaking of workplace management, where we are, which country, what are the regulation of these countries. So here are written there, and we added also our past meeting about EU regulations. It was organized, I think, in April this year, so this is not so old. And you have here assignment to analyze the legislation of your country, and we will update it. Of course, we need also opinion of others, of course, not only our team. Okay. So you can interrupt me anytime if you have some questions or you wait. And now the summary, what we have achieved in modules M1, M2, M3 is this. First of all, we start with the left side. We expect here is a process, a generic process. You customize this process for your company. Anyway, the process and these results. First of all, I tell what is in position of results in the project. Sorry. If you read M1, you remember we designed a project. You remember this chart of phases, A, B, C, D phases. We will update it in the recording of the webinar. So here were outlined the phases on definition of the project. If you log in as a student, you can see it for sure. So, and these are analysis of the analysis and planning phase, and then the scope of telework, and now development and of services, and then implementation by department. Or you remember this chart? This is not a, how to say, ad hoc chart. So here are the results of our project plan, and we achieved phase B, so the scope of telework. So this is everything a design phase. Now we are clear for us what processes we will support. It's clear for us what should be the content of collaboration. That means what people should send. Who are the people? Are telework stakeholders. We define telework stakeholder always. You remember, these are Excel sheets from assignment 1. You can have a look if you developed your assignment, completed the sheets. There are sheets, the general company structure and the A, B, C, D. Then this is your design. So, and this is now very important phase, because we know what to do. We know also what should be the services we would like to support. Yes, what we design, but these are everything requirements. But now we have a clear target for the coming modules, and the coming modules are only developing services, supporting services, measuring the activities, because you see in the company, this is for a business company mainly. So company must know what are the tangible and intangible benefits. So we have also modules, support services, you see, and also evaluation of the. But here we have already M4 is onboarding teleworkers. So here already we show it next week. Here is already a clear process. It's not only making some applications. Clear process, have to onboard a teleworker, but we discuss it next week, but this is prepared. I would like to emphasize, this is the vote and have to implement it. It can differ in many companies, depending what culture you have, what IT infrastructure or service structure you have. So this also can differ, but still we show good example, good methods, good processes of the support processes, how to make them. So here is everything is written, what I told you, that the project phase, everything is here, so you can follow, and I would emphasize what is written here. So this was our conceptual learning, which is invariant from the technology or application we will use. Until the question comes, our paradigm assumption is of this course that telework means intensify the collaboration among people, among employees, managers, owners, partners, and so, because increased collaboration will create new values for the companies, new knowledge, and then new products, new services. So this is the main business objective, and this is therefore we have defined the course concept as I presented below. We can continue with the presentation, because group and personal coaching services are another intensive form of our collaboration, one-to-one or one-to-many with a group, for example, company employees, or one-to-one with a young or junior graduate of university who would like to achieve this profession for the new portal, the professional managerial profession of the future. So this should be one-to-one, maybe in company groups, group coaching. So Mehdi, please take over the presentation and show us how it should work.
Yeah, here we are at the coaching tab from this platform, Teachable, and we are at the client's level. Here we can enroll them for a coaching session. And to come this problem that we have to coach a group of people, we created a client that we named it Learner Group. And here we set all the milestones for the client that he has to follow. It is set by dates, everything that it's going to be discussed on those coaching sessions. Here we have one client and we have the same milestones that we saw in the learning group. In the next slide, it is another client that he has the same thing. All they get notified by emails that they have a session that is booked for them, and both they can join. It's like here, this is their milestone, this is what they can see, and they can join the meeting together. And this is how we overcome the group coaching problem that we have with this Teachable platform.
I have a question to the coaching.
Yeah.
How can you add and what is the content you are expected to add?
It depends on the module that we are talking about. It's like what we're going to discuss on that session. And if we have more than one student that they share the same profile, we can put them in the same group. It's like for the assignment, if they are coming from an SME, that it is 20, 30 or something, we put them together. Those that they are coming from different companies, we put them together. It's like they have to share some profile that we can monitor or coach them the best way.
This is a box, text box, where you can write anything, links and pictures, everything. And this shows to the course or to your resources, any resource. And you have a calendar, you have the link to join the webinar, for example, in our case. So this is not a problem. But in your case, first of all, the first point is you explain, the first coaching should be to you explain what should be the telework readiness of the company, whether he wants to measure the company readiness from manager point of view or from employment point of view. And then another coaching should be what you schedule on. This is on request, also can be on request, but this is we prefer to have a calendar, and we have but then people can plan it a week ahead, which day. Here he shows Mehdi. This is yes. Yeah. This is about coaching, about what?
Yeah.
What is the name? Module 0. You see?
This is the module 0. Yeah. It's like we set the date, we name it. It's like what the purpose of this coaching session. We list all what is going to be covered on that one. And then we have a calendar that we added here. It's like if I will play with it now, I will remove it. We can add a calendar or add a meeting. Yeah. We can paste it here. And then we set the time here. They can even see the time on the actual time that the coaching will take place.
Point number 3 is very important. I already mentioned that it's important to have the collaborative nature, but I see we have co-creators, but we invite also our Telework EU group members to join. We have 90 members there also, to give some ideas, because we want to be, how to say, accurate and appropriate to help the learner, the future Telework Process Manager, to achieve capabilities what are defined in the job description and the vision statement. You should see it. If you go to the, you know it when his vision statement again, and also detailed job descriptions. You can see we can change the job descriptions all. Okay, all this one hybrid paradox, we discussed it already. Here are very good. This is coming to us because we have a search service in this server. You know, people want a leader. So this is a typical layout distribution of attributes for a Telework Process Manager. You see the management essentials, only 5% is important for the people say. So how to manage project, okay, he can learn it. But if he has bad communication skills, interpersonals and so on, you see. It is a bad news for us from USA that they say that this hybrid home office is not so popular in US. That say only 12% say yes to work from home. And 88% of companies will order employees to work from office. But of course, this is a Deloitte report. Okay, you can read it. This is a free preview in the portal. But I would like to spend more time. But if you have a question, interrupt me anytime, please. And this is the big bestseller of the week. Published on 21st of October. So just last. So they say you can read, but maybe I will. So the bottom line is that they want to create an internet country of digital nomads. So now, and of course, there is a movement. Even they know that they know themselves as Publio or something like this. And of course, this is important that so far 35 million people working as digital nomads. So this is the population of Canada. So we slowly read. So how he behaves, he goes there, and we have full of application. We have e-wallet, use Bitcoin. Okay, and then this is a global wave. You see 35 million digital nomads. So, and now they are, this movement is managed by a lady, Lauren Razavi, maybe, yes. And this is the next great human migration. only. And Estonia is giving some benefits, and also Prague is the second best country for teleworking, because what they give, I don't know, but in Estonia they are tax free. So personally, if they pay the tax in their home country, so in Estonia they don't pay. Of course, this is okay. So this is a question of agreement, but this they only think. So tax break, they give us housing, some credit. So my opinion, this is like new tourism. So tourist countries identifying a new group of tourists. So they are very mainly Spain and Portugal and Greece and this. No, here is Lauren Razavi. And there are already some lawyers. And where is the name of the nation they write? If you Plumia, an internet country called Plumia. Very interesting. Plumia is a collectively of 1,000 remote working and legal nomads who have come together to reimagine the global mobility and governance structure. So this might look like in the 21st century. So maybe when we finish this course, we have to develop a course, collaboration in an internet country.